A very good evening from wherever you are, and welcome to our Prime Bulletin at 4 p.m. My name is Bridget Nyakundi. Former Matungu MP David Were's 39-year-old son Hannington Were was stabbed and killed by unknown attackers in Kisumu on May 24, 2026, while walking to buy food along Nyerere Road, and police have launched investigations into the incident. Our reporter Cynthia Margaret has the details of the story.
I'm not so sure when he left because I was sleeping by then. Yeah, I was not feeling well, so I went to bed early. Then he had some friends, so I think he left with the friends. Yeah. Next thing I remember being woken up that my husband dead.
Nimepokea simu kama saa 9:30 ya asubuhi kutoka kwa my daughter-in-law akinieleza kuwa mume wake ambaye ni kijana wangu amefariki.
Nauliza jameni, hata wenye kuuana wanaua vijana wetu na watoto wetu. Imegeuka wazee ndio wanazika watoto, bara iwe vice versa.
He is reported to have been hit with a blunt object and fell to the ground before the assailants stabbed him with severally, then escaped with his phone. His friend managed to escape.
Hannington ambaye ni kijana wangu huyo au kwa mtu hata wa kutembea usiku. Hata nashindwa alitokaje wakati kama huo.
Hannington Were was then rushed to Jaramogi Oginga Teaching and Referral Hospital. Upon arrival, he was pronounced dead.
Kisu amechomwa huku nyuma mara mbili. Nikana zilikuwa deep wounds. Na alitoka damu sana. So daktari alikuwa ananiambia kuwa hiyo ndio iliyomu.
This is the second murder incident that has befallen the family of former KBC Prud chair after their son was equally attacked and killed in Nairobi earlier this year.
Tena alipigwa kwa njia hiyo, alipigwa na tenant wake kule Nairobi na akafariki. Tulizika 20th January.
Why are they killing my children? What have we done? Can't we be told to lipe hiyo tulifanya? Mtoto yangu atro.
The family of Hannington Were is now demanding for speed investigations into the incident to bring the culprit to book.
Matumaini yetu kuwa wata speed up investigations ya hii na ile ingine ambayo pia bado iko pending, ile ingine bado inatusumbua.
The police were yet to comment on the incident at the time of compiling this report. Reporting from MMU TV, I was reporter Cynthia Ochieng.
East African countries are facing a major fuel shortage crisis following disruptions in global oil supply caused by escalating conflict in the Middle East, raising fears of higher fuel prices and increased cost of living across the region. Galdesha Wanjiru has the report.
The crisis is linked to the ongoing conflict in the Middle East, particularly disruptions around the Strait of Hormuz, a key global oil transport route responsible for nearly 20% of the world's petroleum supply. Countries including Ethiopia, Burundi, and Mozambique are already experiencing severe fuel shortages, with motorists spending hours and in some cases days waiting at filling stations. In Addis Ababa, public and private transport has reportedly been disrupted after diesel supplies dropped significantly, leaving many vehicles stranded. Meanwhile, in Nairobi, rising diesel prices recently sparked protest and transport strike, forcing the Kenyan government to announce prices reduction in an effort to calm public anger. Experts warn that if the crisis continues, East African economies could face higher food prices, increased transport costs, and slower business activities due to dependence on imported fuel. The Kenyan government maintains that fuel supplies remain stable for now, but officials have warned citizens to prepare for a prolonged period of global energy instability. Reporting for MMU News, I'm Galdesha Wanjiru.
A sharp rise in global fuel prices, coupled with a 5.6% inflation increase, has triggered a severe cost of living crisis in Kenya, sparking public outcry and resistance to proposed tax hikes in the Finance Bill 2026. Mark Momo reports on the aftermath of fuel prices.
Kenyans are grappling with a worsening cost of living crisis following a sharp increase in global fuel prices and a 5.6% rise in inflation. The situation has led to higher transport costs, rising food prices, and growing public opposition to proposed tax measures in the Finance Bill 2026.
Pesa nafanya ni 150. Fare natumia ni 8 bob. Nitakula nini, nitavaa nini, nitalipa nyumba nini? Maisha imekuwa ngumu. Serikali saidia. Tunaumia Kenya.
Like yesterday, we were in the supermarket, but we didn't find sunflower. That is because of the government has decided to bring down the cost of flour, and most of the people have refused to sell it out. So we are forced to come here.
Reporting for MMU TV, I'm Mark Mumu.
Hike. The Kenya National Highways Authority has carried out a clearance exercise along pathways near Multimedia University of Kenya in Ongata Rongai following concerns over insecurity and theft incidences in the area. Triza Chepngeno puts the story into perspective.
Students and residents using this pathway near Multimedia University of Kenya had for months raised concerns over increasing insecurity within the area. Many blame the overgrown flower beds and bushes alongside the road for reducing visibility and creating hiding spots for criminals involved in theft and phone snatching incidents. The recent clearance exercise conducted by the Kenya National Highways Authority aimed at improving visibility and enhancing safety for pedestrians using the busy route daily. The pathway, frequently used by students and residents accessing Ongata Rongai and neighboring residential areas, had reportedly becomes unsafe, especially during evening hours. Residents now hope the improved visibility along the pathway will help reduce insecurity cases within the area.
Working around this path because thieves could hide easily. There were cases of phone snatching and insecurity around this place. In fact, clearing has improved visibility when we now see safe. Students and residents are now calling for improved security in the area and improved lighting within the compound of the school. Reporting for MMU TV, I'm Sindra.
Kenya's growing influence in the global technology space was showcased at the Kenyatta International Convention Center during the AI Everything Kenya X GTEx Kenya Expo that brought together global technology leaders and innovators. Our tech correspondent Victor Omolo has the details.
Kenya's growing influence in the global tech space was on full display at the Kenyatta International Convention Center as the Kenya AI Everything, the GTEx Kenyan Expo, brought together innovators, investors, startups, and global technology leaders to explore the future of artificial intelligence in Africa. The event attracted hundreds of participants from across the continent, with discussions focusing on how AI is transforming sectors such as education, healthcare, cybersecurity, finance, and businesses. Exhibitors also showcased emerging technologies designed to solve real-world challenges through automation and data-driven innovation. Government officials and industry experts emphasized the need for Africa to embrace artificial intelligence responsibly while investing in digital skills and innovation among Kenyan youths. Startups at the expo also used the platform to connect with investors and demonstrate locally developed solutions with global potential. As artificial intelligence continues to reshape industry worldwide, events such as the AI Everything are positioned in Nairobi as one of the Africa's fast rising technology and innovation hubs. Reporting for MMU TV, I'm Victor Omolo.
Pastoralist communities in Kenya's arid and semi-arid regions continue to face severe drought effects, but climate-smart fodder innovations in Kajiado County are helping improve livestock resilience and household livelihoods. Mofi Nowino has the details of the story.
Pastoralist communities have long relied on open grazing, but a recurring drought are stalking pasture and increasing livestock losses. In Nairabala village, Kajiado Central, communities are turning to fodder storage, preserving pasture in wet seasons for use during the dry spells. The project is led by Strathmore University and a Kenya Pastoral Market Development Program.
kuweka nyasi, mnapewa mnaotesha, alafu mnatengeneza nyumba ya kuweka kama hii na mashini za kukata na za kufunga. Na hii inaturahisishia kitu kwa sababu wakati wa kiangazi mifugo inahamaga na zikihama watu wanaachwa hata bila ng'ombe moja ya kukamua. Niko na mbuzi 100, niko na kondoo kama 28 hivi, nyingi tu.
Further bans, air baling technologies and structured feed storage facilities are now enabling pastoralists to maintain feed supplies even when grazing fields are drying up. Experts involved in the program say these interventions are helping pastoralist households move away from emergency response towards more sustainable climate-resilient livestock management system.
We have about 868 acres of established boma roads. We've got small farmers who we have encouraged as well, about 643 acres. And after we harvest, we have various storages. We operate in Kajiado. That is our main area. And what we do with the grass here to mitigate drought effects. Number 2, also to help our registered farmers directly. But selling the grass, we sell it to anybody who comes through our door.
The model also includes community-based fodder aggregation centers that allow pastoralists to collectively store and access feeds. Program experts say this model not only protects herds but also cushions household income by preventing distressed livestock sales during drought.
Farmers, we're encouraging them. We give them seed, they go and grow the grass, and if we have nowhere to take it, we take it off them. So it's a relationship between us and the pastoralist.
Lakini sasa kwa sababu ya nyasi siko kwa store, unabaki tu na maziwa. Unamka anauza maziwa, unapata watoto wako wanashiba maziwa, unapata tu pesa yako ulikuwa unapata za chama, unapata kwa sababu uko na nyasi umejiwekea.
Beyond protecting herds, the initiative is also opening up new opportunities for pastoralists to engage in fodder production as a business, supplying feeds to other farmers during dry seasons. Mofino Wino, Smart Farm, MMU TV.
A 9% increase in tomato prices has pushed retail costs above 108 shillings per kilogram following flooding in major growing areas, including Mwea and Oloitoktok, deepening the cost of living pressure on households. Kaldesha Wanjiro was in the market stores and has compiled the following report.
Siku hizi unapata like nyanya moja ni 15, mayai ni 17. So unashangaa ukifika kwa nyumba ujui upike nini. Ujui kama utapika mayai au utakula nyanya. Unaona? Sasa hivi kama tutaamua kuenda tupike na kitunguu pekee, nyanya ikae. Sasa kama Gen Z manze, nataka kujua serikali iko na mpango gani kuhusu hiyo bei ya nyanya, kama inaweza teremshwa. Because hakuna vile chakula pita kulwa kama haijaundwa na hiyo nyanya. Nyanya is one of the ingredients hapo lazima tutumie, unaona?
Hatuwezi laumu wakulima juu nao by this time nyanya imeenda juu kwa sababu mvua ilinyesha ikasweep all the crops ikabakisha kidogo. Sasa the demand is high, that is the reason as to why nyanya iko juu.
Agricultural officials project that tomato prices will remain volatile until current rainy season fully subsides.
The United States and Iran have agreed on the broad principles of a peace deal to end their recent military conflict and reopen the Strait of Hormuz, even as both sides face political and financial challenges. Our very own Catherine Adek has the full story.
The US and the Iran says they have made progress on a deal to reopen the Strait of Hormuz. This is the sea route where most oil from the Gulf passes through. It's been mostly closed since April after rising tensions. Under the deal, Iran will reduce highly nuclear oil. In return, ships will be allowed to move through the strait again. President Trump said the talks went well but warned not to rush. Both he and Iran's leaders still need to approve the deal. The main problem now are pushback at home in both countries and disagreement over money.
If they agree, it could reduce the tension and get the oil flowing back again. Reporting for MMU TV. My name is Adeka.
And finally in sports, Arsenal FC have ended their 22-year wait for the Premier League title after a 2-1 win over Crystal Palace FC and lifted the trophy at the Selhurst Park. Here is
Arsenal fans across Kenya have erupted in celebration after the club claimed the English Premier League title, ending a 22-year wait for the trophy. From the streets of Nairobi to other major towns, jubilant supporters dressed in red and white flooded public spaces, waving flags and chanting in excitement.
It's a beautiful Wednesday, May 2026. We are here for the Kenya Arsenal fans parade. Now it's about 5 a.m. in the morning. We are setting up for the Arsenal Kenya fans parade, officially organized by our general, Kenya Arsenal General, ama ukipenda the Arsenal General, one and only Yusuf Dioti. Ukimwangalia hapa jalala, amekuwa ground mpaka saa hii 5 a.m. to make sure the setup is all ready for the biggest day. It's our day. It's one of the biggest day we are celebrating. We're here to receive Arsenal trophy from London. But let's hear from the Arsenal General.
So, ndio tumeanza kazi, wacha tuonyesha venye setup inaendelea, si ndio?
Yes. All right. Mambo iko vipi?
Mimi niko sawa, naitwa Engineer Mike.
Yes.
Fan mkubwa sana wa Manchester. But I really appreciate that for the work in Arsenal wamefanya. Walishinda kikombe na tumerespect.
The celebration drew large crowds with fans gathering in major locations across Nairobi, turning the city into a sea of red. Many fans describe the victory as historic, making Arsenal first league title in over 2 decades. As celebration continues, fans say this victory is more than just football. It's a moment of unity and pride for supporters across the country. Eventually, the victory belongs to ours. Reporting for MMU TV, I'm Helen Kegi.
And that's all from our news desk. My name is Bridget Nyakundi.